Hi, and welcome to Easy Cooking with Amy. I'm your host, Amy Ellsworth, and I'm so excited about the upcoming Christmas holiday with all of the decorations and the lights, the parties, and especially the food. Who can't think about the food during the holidays? So today I'm going to talk about one of my holiday favorite dishes that I like to take to parties, or if I'm having guests over, I like to prepare for guests that are coming over. And it is an artichoke dip that is super easy to make. So first, before we get started, I'd like to wash my hands before I get started, make sure everything's clean because we don't want to get any of our guests sick or take anything that's contaminated to our guests. Okay, first we're going to wash our hands. And the first thing we need to make sure is we have warm water or hot water. As hot water as you can handle your hands to touch. And one thing you have to do to make sure your hands are washed clean is to wash them for about 15 to 20 seconds. So one thing that I tell my children to do to make sure their hands are really clean is to sing their ABCs. Really easy tip because most of your kids know their ABCs and it takes about 15 to 20 seconds. And as long as they're singing that, you don't have to count and you know the hands are clean. So one other thing I like to do is take off my jewelry. And I have this little cup here. I like to take my rings off because it feels uncomfortable for me to cook with them on. Rinse. And dry with a paper towel. I like to dry with something that I can throw away because I never know, how clean the towel is and I don't want to use it while I'm cooking. Now that we've washed our hands, it's time to prepare our dish. Now this dish only has 4 ingredients, hence easy cooking with Amy. So the first ingredient is going to be artichokes. And artichokes is just artichoke hearts that I can buy in a can. You can get these in a jar. You can get them in the can, you can buy them fresh, but that would be a lot more work to do it fresh. The can is a lot easier to find when they're not marinated. The jars are typically marinated and used as a side dish. So I like to buy the can, and it's really easy to prepare, and it's a simple ingredient and it travels well. So that's going to be our first ingredient. Our second ingredient is the mayonnaise, which is inside the refrigerator right now. And I've chosen today to use a light mayonnaise, and I'll tell you later when I go over the nutrition facts. But this recipe really calls for a regular mayonnaise, but it cuts the calories and the fat in half by doing the light mayonnaise, and it actually tastes better. And then the third ingredient is going to be Parmesan cheese, just a third cup of Parmesan cheese. And the last ingredient I like to put in, not everybody will, but it's jalapenos. I like to spice it up a bit and make the dish a little bit spicy. So, and of course, along with this dip, we can dip it with pita chips, or we can warm up our own pita bread and crisp up some pita chips for ourselves. So first, let's begin by opening our can of artichokes. Now I did want to point out some facts about the artichoke. It is a very nutrient-dense vegetable, and there's only 25 calories in about a medium artichoke. Although we're using artichoke hearts here, I just want to point this out that there's 16 essential nutrients in an artichoke, and you're only getting 25 calories in a medium artichoke. So that's a lot of bang for your buck. Now before I want to open this can, I like to take a towel and wipe off the top of the can before I open it, because you never know, what has crawled across this can if it's been stored, in some site, who knows where, in the back of the grocery store or in the plant where it was canned. So I like to wipe the top off, and I'm going to do it a second time, just for good measure. Now this can has the easy open top, so I don't even need a can opener, which makes it even extra easy. So we'll open this up. There's a lot of juice in here. And what I'm going to do is take this bowl and drain the juice. Now that the artichoke hearts have been drained, I've got to chop these up before I get them into the bowl. So, let's get all these artichoke hearts on here. I like to use a really nice rough chop. I don't want them too small because I like when I dip my pita chips in there, I get some really good chunks of artichokes. So, I'll get these into the bowl. Okay, and our next ingredient is going to be the mayonnaise. The mayonnaise is kept in the refrigerator, of course. I'm going to bring out the Parmesan cheese at the same time. I already pre-measured the mayonnaise just to make it a little easier. And I've got a cup measure here of the mayonnaise, and this is a reduced fat mayonnaise. So we can definitely cut on our calories here and our fat content. So we'll put in a cup of mayonnaise. And a cup of Parmesan cheese. And we'll stir this up real well. Let's stir this up. I'm going to get it really incorporated well. Parmesan mixed in really good. That looks pretty good. And then it is time for the jalapenos. So we're going to chop up this jalapeno. See if I can get this chopped up small. Looks pretty good. Okay. Let's put that in here. We're going to mix this into the bowl. Looks good to me. Easy 4-ingredient recipe. And we are going to place this in this gorgeous Christmas pan. Nice bright red. And what I'm going to do is place this in oven that I've preheated to 350 degrees. And it's going to go in there for about 15 to 20 minutes, or until the edges are a golden brown. Just a really quick bake on this. And doesn't that look beautiful? Now it's time to put this delicious dish in the oven. And while this is baking, I'm going to prepare some fresh warmed pita bread that I got from my local deli. And I also have some pita chips that I picked up from the market just in case I didn't have enough pita. So here we go. What I'm going to do is cut this up into just triangular pieces. I've already cut some up, but I'll just show you how I plan on cutting this. Just real easy. I'm going to arrange it on the pan. And then what I'm going to do is spray it with some olive oil. That we'll have to do. And spray some olive oil in here. And I'd like to actually add some salt real quick. One salt. Add a little bit of salt. And just pop that into the oven and we'll be good to go. Okay, while our artichoke dip is baking in the oven, I'd like to go over some of the nutrition facts available for this dip. Because I used a light mayo, the total kcal is 870 calories and the fat is 48 grams. If I was to use the whole fat version of the mayonnaise, just brace yourselves. The calories would have been 1910 calories and the fat grams is 176. And also you're going to be getting 17 grams of protein from all the other ingredients in there, as well as having a very yummy snack and something that you can tell your friends about. So I think we're close here. We've got about 7 seconds. I want to give it a little peek before the timer goes off to make sure. And it is looking good. Here is our dip. I'll place on our trivet. And our crisped up pita chips. And there we have it, our artichoke dip with our pita chips that we can take to any party we're invited to. And there you go. Enjoy. Thank you so much for watching Easy Cooking with Amy, and I'll see you next time.